you're kind of maybe open to getting that done this off season, I guess. Why so?
I'm just open to every possibility. There's nothing really that goes into it. I think, it goes hand in hand with me. Just I want to commit to this team and being here, and I love it here. So I think I'm just open to whatever happens.
I can comfortably say, without a doubt, on behalf of Sharks fans everywhere, we want you to commit to this team too, young Macklin. Welcome back to the channel, boys. Man, I feel like some stuff has happened in the NHL that we definitely need to talk about because it has some implications on our young team. Players like Macklin Celebrini, Will Smith, Michael Misa, Sam Dickinson. Take your pick. It has implications on it as well. So we're going to jump into it right now. If you've been sleeping under a rock and you haven't heard the news, yes, the Philadelphia Flyers have tendered an offer sheet to Ducks center Leo Carlsson, and the boy signed it. He said, you know what? It's my time to get paid, and maybe I need to take my ass to Philadelphia because that's where he's going to get paid. $18 million over the next, or over 5 years. Each year, $18 million. The boy's about to get paid. This contract makes him the highest paid player in the NHL. He'll make more money than Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Nikita Kucherov, Kirill the Thrill Kaprizov in Minnesota. Take your pick. This contract will make him the highest paid player in the NHL. He is not even the best player in the NHL, which is crazy to think that he's going to get paid this much money and how it's going to affect not just our players, but other players across the league as well. And we're going to talk about that today. It's crazy to me that this contract was well, it's not even a contract, it's an offer sheet. So if you don't know what an offer sheet is or how it works, I'll give you a quick rundown. I'm not even going to give you the whole details on an offer sheet. But basically, if you're an RFA and you're within a certain window, a team from another team can offer you a deal. And it's going to be up to your current team to match that deal. Now, if they do, there's going to be compensation in terms of picks and how many draft picks. In this case, it would be 4 first-round picks in exchange for Leo Carlsson. The Ducks do have 10 days to reply or match, I should say. And if the Ducks want to match, they can keep. Leo Carlsson wants to stay, they can keep him. I mean, yeah, that would be the obvious choice, I would think, if you're a Ducks fan. But also at the same time, if you're a Philadelphia Flyers fan, you've got to be happy with the moves your front office is making, showing some big ol' cojones on this one. And if you're a Sharks fan like myself, you find it kind of funny. Kind of funny, but also a stark reality of how things are panning out in the NHL. Because free agency to me, and probably to you too, wasn't as super entertaining as it was like in years past. There's not a whole lot of slim pickings out there, I would say. A lot of slim pickings. And this contract, this offer sheet definitely changes how things might go going forward in the future. Now, before we get into talks of Macklin Celebrini and all that stuff, I want to explain and show you guys how this affects the Ducks, because this could very well be the Sharks in the future. Now, right now, Puckpedia has the contract that Leo Carlsson had just signed, or the offer sheet he just signed with the Philadelphia Flyers on their books, because technically they could match, and this could be the reality of the Ducks. They could be paying Leo Carlsson $18 million a year, which is crazy to even say, because like I said, he's not even the best player in the league. He's not even the top 15 in the league, if you ask me. He's close, but he's not there. I mean, Macklin Celebrini is definitely top 5 in the league right now, and that's why it's so important to even talk about this. But yeah, looking at their cap situation, before this, they had like $37 million or something like that, or 35, 36, I can't remember what the number was exactly, but they had some space on their cap to sign Leo Carlsson, and not just sign Leo Carlsson, but sign Cutter Gauthier, Pavel Mitnikov, as well as their defenseman, who also just got an offer sheet. And if I'm going to be honest, if the compensation for Pavel Mitnikov is only a second round pick. Got to ask Mike Grier, what the hell are you doing, man? Come on, we can make that work. You know, that's just my opinion. But yeah, they got some cap issues. They got some cap issues now. Pat Verbeek not having his house in order. If Leo Carlsson goes to Philadelphia, I got to imagine it's going to be tough and hard for Pat Verbeek to rebound from this and possibly even keep his job. I mean, the rebuild's been great for them, but not getting this done is an interesting choice. Now, we know the Ducks didn't do much in free agency because they wanted to get these deals done. They wanted to get their star player, Leo Carlsson, handled. They wanted to get Cutter Gauthier handled because he's an RFA as well. He doesn't qualify for an offer sheet based on, I think it's his age, I think is what got him, or how many seasons he played. I can't remember the exact reason why, but he doesn't qualify for one. Neither does Colin Graff, by the way. So if you're thinking about Colin Graff getting an offer sheet, don't worry. He doesn't qualify for an offer sheet. So now looking at it, and if they do decide to match Philadelphia's offer sheet, he will get paid $18 million off the Ducks cap space. Cutter Gauthier is going to go to the negotiating table. Cutter Gauthier had a better year statistically than Leo Carlsson. Do you think Cutter Gauthier is going to want anything less than about $10 million? I wouldn't think so. He's probably going to ask for like 13 to 15 would be my guess. And if they do agree to that and want to keep all their stars, that would bring their cap space down. Let's just say roughly, let's just say $3 million, $3.5 to $4 million. If they can make it work somehow, they probably would, to keep both those players. But they also have to sign, like I said, Pavel Mitnikov, or at least match his offer sheet. We don't know what the team is that's put an offer sheet out there. At least I don't remember, or I don't think there was. We just know one was presented to him. That does not leave much cap space left at all for the Ducks. And to be committed to pay $18 million over the next 5 years, only for a player like Leo Carlsson to walk to free agency at 26 years old, right in the middle of his prime? You think he's going to take anything less than $18 million after that? I don't think so. So the Ducks are going to be screwed because let's just say they sign Cutter Gauthier to another 5-6 years, or they sign him to the 8-year deal. Whatever it is he's going to get, it's going to be in the ballpark of, like I said, probably 12 to 15 million for those next years. And then they got to sign Becca Seneca, which it's still yet to be seen how much he's going to be worth. I mean, right now it's looking like he's going to be pretty good. So the Ducks could find themselves in a fat cap issue. Now the cap is going to go up, but still, to be committed that much money to a certain amount of players after the free agency they just had, and after the players that they had on their team last year that walked and got traded, Mason McTavish, Jacob Trouba. The Ducks, man, their house is not in order. And if you're a Sharks fan, you're watching this, like I said, you're probably laughing like I was. Although it is a stark reality, it could potentially happen to us down the line. But right now it ain't, so I'm fucking laughing. I'm laughing all day long. And if I'm Leo Carlsson, I'm laughing my ass all the way to the bank because that boy's getting paid no matter what. Stick taps to Leo Carlsson. Just hilarious. Just freaking hilarious. Now, how this ties in to the Sharks and why it's important. Okay. I've seen people out there losing their mind about this. It happened to Leo. It could happen to Macklin. Potentially it could happen to Macklin. Macklin can sign a new deal as of July 1st this year. So can Will Smith. All right, we know how free agency went for the Sharks. All right, we know we committed some money to some players that we all don't agree with should be getting paid that much money, or at least for that long. But like I said, the cap space is going to go up. I can understand the moves now. Mike Grier can even understand the moves now. He ran the numbers.
We've done our work on the numbers.
When we're looking at Macklin Celebrini, who is due for a new deal next summer. Like I said, he can sign a new deal right now if he wants to, or if one is presented to him. The situation with Leo Carlsson causes issues to some degree for the Sharks because they're going to use this contract as a negotiating comparable. Leo Carlsson, not on Macklin Celebrini's level at all. He's probably close. Probably. But Macklin Celebrini is head and shoulders above Leo Carlsson in every way. If Leo Carlson's getting $18 million, how much money do you think Macklin Celebrini is going to want? Or how much do you think they're going to offer him? I will say, this is a huge overpay for Leo Carlsson. This is a contract that was presented to him that is unrefusable. He would be stupid to refuse that. It's a luring chip to get him to come to Philadelphia. Philadelphia is a young team that's potentially on the rise. If they get Leo Carlsson, it definitely leapfrogs them a couple years, I would say. But the Sharks are in a different position right now. They don't need to offer Mac and Will these crazy numbers. I mean, I would think if Mac decides to go to the table and be like, look, this is what he's getting paid. This is what I want to get paid. If I'm Mike Grier and I'm Hasselplattner, here's the checkbook, buddy. Pick a number. Happy to pay it. Happy to pay it. But on the other hand, as you saw in the opening clip, Macklin Celebrini wants to commit to this team. He likes what we're building here. If you want to watch that whole video, go check out San Jose Hockey Now. I think that's where I got that from. Go check out the interview. Some cringe moments in there, pretty funny, but also very telling of where Macklin Celebrini is at in his head and where he wants to be. I got to imagine Macklin Celebrini is happy with what's happening in San Jose based off of our draft, our free agency, the improvement we made this year, how young we are. This core is going to be the future in San Jose if all the pieces remain in San Jose, which I don't think will happen. I'll get to that in a minute. But also, we got to think about this too. Macklin Celebrini has been rubbing shoulders with Sidney Crosby for the last 2 years. What did Sidney Crosby do when he signed his new deal? Took a hometown discount. We can go back to when Sidney Crosby signed his first deal, his 12-year deal, I think it was, or his 10-year deal. I can't remember how long it was. If we're comparing that cap number to today's cap number, Sidney Crosby took around like 17 to 18% of the cap. Justifiable because of Sidney Crosby. If we, as fans and people across the league, look at Macklin Celebrini as a comparable to Sidney Crosby, he deserves that money. I think he deserves that money just as much. But also we have to think about what Sidney Crosby did when he signed his new deal. Or one of his deals. I can't remember which one it was. He said he had to make moves to keep the core together. Evgeny Malkin, Chris Letang, other various pieces amongst the Penguins. If that rubs off on Macklin Celebrini, and Macklin decides, I don't need to get paid that much money, so we can pay other players like Will Smith, Michael Misa, Sam Dickinson, Chernishev, Colin Graff, if Colin Graff is going to be in the picture, then that is freaking amazing for Macklin Celebrini. And that's amazing for us as Sharks fans, because that just tells us we can look forward to this core not just trying to win right now, but trying to win multiple times over years, because that's what the Penguins did. So we got to hope that Macklin Celebrini wants to go that route. If he doesn't, that's perfectly fine. There's not one player on this roster that deserves more money than Macklin Celebrini at all. Just live with that, knowing that. I was thinking about this just this morning. Do not get attached to players that are on this roster right now. I actually thought about this last year as well as we were coming up. This just is a quick reminder. Don't get too attached because things can change. I don't buy players' jerseys with their names on them. I do when they commit to the team and are going to be here for a long time. But I've been seeing people getting their Leo Carlsson jerseys like the last couple of days who are just like, LOL, look what just arrived at my door. There's $400, $500 spent if you're buying the authentic. Hilarious. But like I said, also don't commit. Or don't you know what I mean? Don't get into a relationship in your mind with these players because things can change. Because if Macklin does want all that money, even though the cap's going up and we're going to have a significant amount of cap space next year. Let's see. We're going to have what? $52.5 million next year as of right now. We can definitely fit some players in with that. All right. There's not many players that need to get signed after this year. Macklin Celebrini, Will Smith, let's just say 25 to $30 million between those two players based off of this contract that was just presented to Leo Carlsson. Luca Cagnoni, he's another one. He's probably not going to demand a whole bunch. He's not even playing with the Sharks, so I can't imagine he's going to get anything crazy. The other one would be Askarov. But if we look across the league, goalies aren't getting paid that much money, and he hasn't been the greatest. And it's really even like, it's kind of a question mark right now. Is he even going to be here? You know, like I said, don't get attached because he might not be here depending on how he plays this year. I got to imagine he's going to have a better year, but if we really believe in him and he's showing improvement, yeah. But also at the same time, there's another goalie out there that wants to, be moved, and we're further along in this rebuild and our goalie tandem isn't working out. Good bargaining chip to trade for someone. And that goes for all the young players, except for the untouchables, Macklin Celebrini. I would say Will Smith is close, but, if Connor Bedard or Connor McDavid want to come to San Jose and we got to trade Will Smith, and then, I'm like, hey, peace out, Will. It's nice to have you, but we got some Stanley Cups to win. That's how I view it. And that's with any young player on this team, Michael Misa, Sam, take your pick. Don't get too attached. But I don't see it happening. But just keep that in your back pocket because it could happen. It could happen. But like I said, in most of my discussions about the Sharks, I believe in Mike Grier and what he's doing. Should be no surprise to you if he makes a move somehow, some way. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments about this offer sheet and the Ducks they're dealing with. I find it hilarious. It was a good, entertaining day on Friday when that was presented. But also a reminder on, things change. Things can definitely change for the Sharks. That's going to do it for me, homies. Until the next one, like I said, and like always, go Shark, baby. Peace out, boys. Catch you in the next one.